Hi, everyone. I'm Christopher Thornycroft with Redwood Logistics, and welcome to the Redwood Rundown for the week of April 25th, 2022. Last week, when we took a look at the outbound tender volume index, we said that declining outbound tender volume index, or at least the decline to the degree that we saw last week, was being generated by Good Friday and the Easter holiday way more than it was the actual market condition. So this week, it reflects that as it stands at 12,469, a significant uptick from where we were last week. So freight volumes are actually in a pretty strong spot for right now. And considering that they're up against the slow start of produce season, China continuing to be in lockdown, a potential shift from goods to services, and the war in Ukraine and high diesel prices, we're actually looking at this as a remarkably stable environment. We are seeing a large shift from spot market to contract freight, and that is leading to the outbound tender rejection index finally falling below 10% this week to 9.9%. But now we would expect to see a little of the opposite, as we could probably see some freight move from that contract side into that spot side as shippers start to get a little bit eager to test that spot market out and see what they can do versus their contract spend. One of the things that we're seeing that's coming up really in the short term is this end of month to April, which typically doesn't have much of a bump. But this end of month to April also has the Eid holiday. The Eid holiday, which represents the breaking of the fast and the end of Ramadan, takes place on Monday evening on May 2nd, and lasts through Tuesday, May 3rd evening. It is likely that there are going to be drivers that are going to extend their holidays, as we've seen extended holidays for every holiday so far in 2022 and the back end of 2021. With this holiday, there are some specific markets that we think could be impacted. Some of the markets the Eid holiday could impact would be Dallas, Houston, Minnesota, Des Moines, Iowa, Bowling Green, Kentucky, New Jersey, St. Louis. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because if this holiday is enough to flip markets from oversupplied to undersupplied, or in markets such as Houston, as Dallas, from undersupplied to severely undersupplied, that doesn't bode well for what will happen with the road check market, Memorial Day market, etc. And really, we could be looking at the capacity environment that we see in a very fragile state, which is what we've been saying so far. So we're going to keep a very close eye on this for next week and want to see how this plays out, as this could tell us the story as far as what a lot of 2022 looks like right now. That's all we have for this week. Please take care, stay informed. I'm Christopher Thornycroft. Have yourself a good night. Thank you very much.